What's up, everyone? Welcome to part 2 of the Wolverhampton Wanderers historical kit frame that we are doing here at Westwood Table Soccer. Welcome to the channel if you are new, and if you're not, welcome back. It's good to see you guys back. If you haven't already seen part 1, if you click back onto the channel, you can go back through and you'll be able to see part 1 where we introduce the frame. We show you guys what we did, and we go through those first stages leading up to where we are now. If you did see part 1 and you've come back for part 2, then excellent. Please, if you haven't already, click the subscribe button to make sure that you are going to keep up to date with every single video that we do from this series and any other future videos coming up. We've got some really good ones to hopefully get through soon. Also, leave a thumbs up, because YouTube's algorithm basically works. The more likes a video's got, the more likely my video is to come up as a recommendation for someone else who may be looking at similar things. So obviously that helps me, and it also helps table football and Subbuteo grow into the wider world. So please leave a like on it. And last but not least, to make sure you will never miss out on a video, get the old bell on, so you will always be notified of a future video. So what are we doing? So basically this channel is all about painting Subbuteo, and won't go into it too much detail. If you want to see what we've done before, go back through the old videos. But in this video, we are now in part 2 of an historical kit frame, which is basically where we go back through the history of a club and we select X amount of kits up to a maximum of 20, and we paint them, then we frame them all up. So you've got a club's history in their club colours in a nice frame to put on the wall. Obviously putting 20 actual football shirts on the wall might not go down too well with the wife, so this is a nice small compact way of getting your football club into your home. So let's have a look then. So basically we started off on this one with Wolves' first kit that we were given to paint, which is actually a blue and white hoot shirt with navy shorts and socks. Back then they would have had a lot longer shorts, but we've stuck with all the same figure type through this one. So the shorts aren't as long as they would have been back then. So mentioned before when we were doing our a question and answer video about how we do hoops, and this is a perfect opportunity, I thought, to show you guys in a bit more detail what we mean. So just coming up here now is going to be an image of the first stage that we go through when we're painting a hoop team. Now what we look for in this is to outline the collar line where it goes, and then bring a nice straight line across the yoke of the shirt, and we bring it up actually straight across here. We're going to fill in the rest of a little bit of detail, but we brung it straight up because what we want to do is give ourselves enough space for the next hoop down. So in this one here, you can see we've just got the outline frame of what we do. Now, whenever we're going to paint any block of colour, stripes, hoops, halves, diagonal divides or quarters or checkered patterns, always do the outline first and fill in the gaps. It's like colouring the lines as a kid, basically. It gives us a frame, gives us a nice straight edge to work to, and it just helps visualise where we're going to go with the next one. So you can see on this one we've got the frame here and the frame around the collar, and goes at the top and goes across the back. The next image you're going to see is actually us filling it in. So we filled now the blue space in and around the top of that yoke, and you can see we don't want it coming down too far because we don't want to take up too much shirt with that first set of hoops or that first yokey area on the shirt. The actual kit has got a lot of hoops in it. Again, I mentioned this before in the Q&A video about not trying to recreate the amount of hoops that are perhaps on the actual shirt on a Subbuteo figure, because the surface area is so small that you lose the effect. All I'm looking for is a nice even balance in colour selection and colour choices. So you'll see as we go down through this that actually we don't get as many hoops on the actual shirt. So all we've done in this next picture up here is just added the blue to fill in that gap. Next little bit we do then, as usual, up here, as you can see now, we've now marked out the next line down. So we've left a gap for white because it's a blue and white hoop shirt. So we've left a space, and we've tried to make exactly the same space out of the next blue section, which is another reason why we frame it out, because we want to try and make sure that the hoop we're going to have is the same, or as close as we can get it to the same depth as the hoop above, so we end up with an even spread of colour down the shirt. So with this one here, we come straight across, and as mentioned before, we can't put an angle on the sleeves, which you can see pretty well on this one. So we go around there, we frame that little bit out, and then as usual we fill it in. So here it is, just with the gap filled in. You can now see that sort of angle on the sleeves a little bit clearer, and as we go down the sleeves actually you'll be able to see exactly what we're talking about in relation to that. So we've added those colours just up here, and we're now going to try and leave exactly the same amount of space of a white hoop and go on to our next blue, which you'll see now up here. So we didn't show you the framing, but we did exactly the same. So we frame that little hoop out, we do the top line first, we come straight across, making that line as clean as we can make it. In this case, because it's now in the gap in the player, it comes under and round under the arms as well to continue round to the back of the shirt, and it now comes up onto the arms, and again you can see that flare now. You can really start to see that kick out on the sleeves and how that works in relation to making that hoop more realistic. If I look at you in a straight line there, it wouldn't look how it would actually look in real life. So what we've done is added in the flare on the sleeves. Next hoop down then, again, this is the image we've used of this one. So again, we've marked it out, we framed it. It just so happened actually that it came right across the top of the shorts. So that bottom hoop may be slightly smaller than the others, because we need to make sure that the white one above it isn't smaller than all the others, because the white and the blue should be an even spread until you reach the short line, where you can sometimes end up with a really small hoop, because you've got to think about it. On a Subbuteo figure, it's tucked in, so you wouldn't always have a perfect hoop available at the bottom of the shirt. So come around the bottom of the shorts, we just continue that one round, and this is probably the hardest one to get right on the sleeves, because there's no continuation from the shirt to the sleeve. Now, the best way to do it is again to frame it, and what you're looking for is leaving the same amount of space on the sleeve in white as there is for the blue hoop before it. Okay, so you can see from this image now that we've just put up, we framed it round, and what we're looking for is that white space above to be pretty much the same size as the blue space above that, and the next one that we've just put in. Okay, again we flared it round. Okay, so it comes around the sleeves and it flares up to give that angle on the sleeves that brings that hoop round the shirt, rather than being a nice straight line, which we don't really want. So we've continued it round. Next thing you see then, we filled it in and we've added that bottom cuff hoop on the end. Again, all we had to do with that one was just make it a similar size to all the others, so that now we have that colour balance running all the way through the shirt. Okay, so that's how we worked it out. Hopefully that's helped you out with your hoop painting. If you've got any questions relating to hoop painting, get in touch. You can tweet me on our Twitter handle, which is at the top there, at Westwood_TS, or you can email me westwood.ts@gmail.com with any painting questions, or leave some comments down below if you want to as well, and we'll try and get to them as quickly as we can, or either include them in a video, or we will just get back to you guys in writing. But that's how we work from there. The next stages we took were coming to add in the navy shorts, so the navy shorts and socks, which is the final stages of this kit. And you can see there's a slightly difference. The paint is wet in this photo, which is why it looks shiny. Now it's dried in a nice matte finish, so which is exactly what we want. We want that matte finish, but on this picture it was still wet. But trying to get the picture for you guys so you can see the difference between the two shades of blue. The navy blue we've made is a custom mix. All my custom mixes are my own, so I don't share them, but you guys can work out which two colours I mixed together. It's a trial and error thing. You guys will work out your mixes. You can get navy blue, which I think is Humble 104. My 104 is dried up, so I couldn't use it, so I had to custom mix a navy blue to make it work for this one. So that's what we did. Excellent. So once we finished with our blue and navy hooped kit, it was the only kit in this frame that's going to have any blue on it, so we didn't need it anymore. But once we finished with that, we moved on to the red and white stripe kit, which I'm not going to go into too much detail. I'll save a stripe tutorial for another day, but we did the red and white stripe one. Came out really well actually. We'll obviously show you that one later on in the video. But the next major stage for this frame was the custom colour mix for the early stages of the Wolves Old Gold. Looking at images of it, it's a slightly yellower tinge of orangey gold than some of the later ones. So again, it's a custom mix. It takes a little bit of tweaking to get what I think is right. Again, it's a custom colour mix. It's one of my own, so I'm not going to explain what it is, just because it's taken me a long time to even get anywhere near any of these colours. And it's a part of the fun of it, so I will leave that to you guys. You can try and get it straight from a tin, and fair play to you if you can. But for me, I like to custom mix, try and get as close as I can. So next thing we did then was start adding that custom colour to the kits. Before we show you that video footage actually, when you are using a custom colour, especially if you're not covering the whole shirt, always, especially if it's a lighter colour, always paint more space than you're going to need, because if you don't make it big enough and then you paint your second colour or whatever other colours that go with it, and then your custom mix has dried up, trying to get that exact colour back again is very, very difficult. So top tip, if you're going to custom mix colours, do it all in one go. So make sure you've got enough time in your painting slot to get all the colour of that you need to get done. And if it's a shirt that's going to have other colours on it, so for example some of these have black on, which is great because it's a darker colour. If you've got a darker colour coming up, overpaint your lighter colour so that when you come to put your next colour on, you can just take up that extra space that you need with the other colour, and you're not having a space that's either too big of another colour, or you're trying to scramble to try and bring that paint back to life, to try and bring it back over. So I hope what I'm saying there makes sense. So you'll see with some of these I overpaint the space, so that when I came back over with the black, I just took that space back. But it's better to have it and to take it away than to not have it and try and add it later, because it becomes a massive balancing act. So here then is what we were doing. So we're adding the colours on, and we'll just cut to some painting footage of me adding that on. Cool, so from that sped up footage there, you can see that how we added the old gold to these shirts. Now it's 5 different designs of kit, so it does take a little bit longer, but that's only 5 players. I've sped that up 2 or 3 times as quick as it actually was. So you can see there, or get a rough idea in your head, how long it takes if you were doing a whole team of 11, or if you were potentially doing a whole frame and all the colour was mixed. Admittedly, all those kits are 5 different kits, but that's what I mean about making sure you've got enough time allocated, especially when you're custom colour painting, to do it all, because you getting that colour to come back to life by thinning it out, it might end up making it too watery, which will mean it's a slightly different colour anyway. So it's really, really important that when you paint with custom colours that you give yourself enough time to get it all done in one go, and you mix yourself enough paint. I had too much. I'd rather have too much than not enough. So we went through the ambers there. So the first one we came to was the sort of Monaco designy shirt with the diagonal old gold with the black across. Now obviously on this image you can't see the black yet because we haven't added it on. We've done the black shorts and socks because they're single colour, so it doesn't really matter. But on this shirt, because there's going to be 2 colours on the shirt, the second colour being black, it's always really, really important to get that light colour on first and then fill in the gaps in the black. So that's the first one we came to. The second one is actually the hardest kit to paint, but actually at the end of it, the most rewarding to see done. And it's that broad striped amber and black section. So you can see here, obviously it's just amber and white at the moment, or old gold and white. The big section in the middle of the amber is too big, exactly what I said earlier. We left it too big for a reason, but we've tried to line it up with that sort of cut down that we did for the tie top. Now, the thing with old gold and flesh colour in Humble, it's very, very difficult to differentiate between it. With the naked eye, you probably see it on the close-ups here, but when you're actually painting it, it's quite difficult. So we brought it up to that line. You'll see when we add the tie top at the end what I meant by and why I deliberately left those lines there. So that was the next one we did. The next one you'll see just looks like a bog standard old gold shirt, because it's going to be the one with the black chevron down the front of it. So the black will cover the amber, absolutely no problem at all. So I don't have to leave a gap for it. I don't have to do anything special with it. I just paint the whole shirt amber and just left a little bit at the bottom of the cuff to put the black on. I could have painted it all amber, but decided to leave it. Next one, again, it's another quite simple one. It's actually the outer ring version with a tie top. So it's actually going to be an old gold, then a black, then all the old gold shirt. And it's got a ring collar and cuff, which is quite nice, quite simple, but really, really good and effective. But again, had to make sure I got all that amber in the right place and make sure I framed that collar line and that flesh line down, so that when I add the black later on, you'll see the effect that it has. The last one that's coming up just now then is just an all old gold shirt of a basic tie top going across the top. The last stage of these kits then is to add the black onto the shirts, that final colour, those final little details we're going to add on. So let's roll that footage now. So from that footage there, you could see I was just adding the black to one of the figures, and it was the one that's on the screen at the moment, which is the black and old gold diagonal halved shirt. Really, really classy shirt, just got the black collar as well. So all we did was just bring that black line down in line with the shirt and then fill in the rest of the space around there. The next one, there's going to be 2 shots of this. So the first one's going to be just showing you sort of how I frame the black as well. So it's exactly the same as how I would if it was just on a white shirt. So I frame the area that I'm going to fill in the colour, so you can see the black lines there just around the half section area, and then I fill in the rest of that in black, and then the final result is just coming up on the screen now. So you can see where we add the black in and the tie tops. Tie tops, a little bit of creative license with this one. It's supposed to be black, but because there's a lot of black on the shirt and it's not a 3-dimensional image, I changed it to be a white tie just so you can see it, and it really highlights that little bit of detail on there. Next one coming up then is the black chevron. So you can see the black chevron coming in together there. So again, when I put that on, it's a single V, and then you bring the other one down and the other one down, and you fill in the gaps so you get that nice crisp black V. And again, a black tie top with the black collar just slightly separated at the top where the skin line comes down. Next one we're going to see then is the old gold with the black with the tie top in there and the hoop collar and cuffs. It's a very, very simple shirt, but quite nice in the way that that black is not right at the top, it's separated down into there. And then the last one on screen is just a simple old gold shirt with the black tie top on the custom gold and white base. That's the end of part 2 then of the Wolverhampton Wanderers historical kit frame that we are making here at Westwood Table Soccer. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that the Wolves fans that are along for the ride with us are already bringing back some memories or getting excited about what kits are going to come next and the kits that we've already done. The custom colour mixes continue as we make our way through this frame, as the standard Humbrol colours do not match Wolves very well. I hope you guys that are here for the painting enjoyed the detailed look at the hoops we did, the hoops we looked at, and little tips we looked at on the other stuff. We're going to end the video with a little bit of video footage of what we've got so far. So the 7 kits that we've actually pretty much finished with without hair and boots. But yeah, thanks very much for watching. Please, please, please leave a like. Get the subscribe on, get the bell on, please, please, please get involved. Follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter handle has been up there the whole time. If you haven't subscribed, guys, please, please, please subscribe. Keep coming back. We're going to have a lot of videos coming up. Your support is really, really important to me. The fact that you guys come and watch it is the reason why I keep making it. Hopefully we're going to keep that content fresh. This series is going to run for a little bit longer, and we're going to get to the end where we see that finished product, and I promise you it's going to be a good one. But yeah, so thank you very much for watching. We're just going to end. We're going to roll that last bit of video of the stills there. Thanks very much for watching. Please leave a like, get that subscription on, get that bell on. Yeah, thank you very much, and have a good day.